Welcome, my digital pathology trailblazers. Welcome, my AI in medicine trailblazers. Live streaming from PathVisions. So here we are at Pathology Visions, and today, so at PathVisions, well, at different conferences, you can get these little badges. So I have, we are ground truth. I color outside the lines, and I break for coffee. Yeah, I break for coffee. So welcome. The conference started today, and I have already seen a bunch of digital pathology trailblazers. Some of them are were my guests on the podcast. And obviously, if you are listening live to this, and I see there are a few people, let me know in the comments. I have the chat enabled. You can ask me questions. You can actually join me. You know where I am? I am. And my partner in crime is here. Welcome,
Have
Imogen.
you shown them the view?
Oh, not yet, but we can turn around the camera in a second. Here, I'm gonna mic you up. So here, if you have seen our live stream from where? From Utah, right?
From Utah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna
Deer
undo
Park
my
Valley.
undo my tracking because they come close to me. And we're looking at this one. Yeah, you need to be camera ready always. Let's see. Are we good now? Okay, so Imogen Fit from. Do you have your
Signify Research,
Signify Research here? Let's show
Market
your badge.
Intelligence.
Like real intelligence. Like CIA level of intelligence for digital pathology. And we already did a live stream together in at the Digital Diagnostic Summit. That was like what, a couple of days ago. You
Yeah,
didn't go back
like
home,
a
right?
week. No, I did not.
No, I did go home because she lives in the UK, so that was a little bit too much hassle. But I live in Pennsylvania, so I went back home. And we are at PathVisions 25, and the topic, the through line, as I like to call it, is from pixels to
To
patients.
patients, yeah.
And it's, how shall I put it? It's like some kind of destiny kind of thing because at the last conference we were talking about this, like, how can you empower patients to drive digital pathology? Is there a place to do it even in the like quite litigious country, litigious uh, area of life, which is medicine and medical liability? Can you?
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah, you want to, but to which extent? How, like, what role does it play? So this is the topic of the conference. Stop playing with it. The conference, the PathVision. So yeah, any insights that you have gotten from today's talks, today's conversations?
I think what I'm really enthused by is, this year there's definitely a change in the dialogue from worrying about what they all call the cool, exciting, like far out bits and pieces that you can eventually do with digital pathology are. This year we're focusing on examples, case studies. How do you stop making mistakes? Sim is in here and sort of going, we there are lessons that pathologists can learn from radiology. You need to reach out and do things. So I think pixels to patients essentially means let's focus on what we want to do with digital pathology, which is improve patient care. But now we're looking at, in terms of the topics of the conversations, it's how do we directly do that today rather than 10, 15 years time. So
yes, very much. And I see, so obviously I sneaked into the exhibit hall before they opened, but I got kicked out.
Did you get kicked out?
I did.
That's
By so I don't think I'm going to be showing that footage because I want to come next year as well and be a media partner. So let's be a compliant media partner, but I can tell the story, right? Anyway, but couple of, so one presentation that I kind of got in private because I missed several because I came late again. So I have my helper here who comes on time, but no, all, like, in all seriousness, one company, Path Presenter, I'm kind of like, and you analyze them, right? My, like, outside perspective, they are not even my sponsor, but I see like what they're doing, and by my sponsor I mean the sponsor on the Digital Pathology Place. I like see the pace that they're going at. It's very fast paced. And like what they were presenting today, and Dr. Raj Singh was showing me the slides that I missed in the official presentation, was how basically they empower everybody who wants to take advantage of digital pathology for patient care to do it at no initial cost, which is like a big part of the discussion because like I don't know, even a couple of years ago, it was like, okay, such a big investment, such a cost center. And now people are figuring out the way to make it profitable.
Lowers the barrier to entry, makes it as easy, well, easier, so that they can just sort of hop on and use it for free. And I think they have an impressive number of users as well. I don't know
Oh
whether
my
Raj
goodness,
told you, but
70,000 people,
75,000.
75,000 people are using PathPresenter in one way or another. 62 institutions that are using their like official paid version. Yes, and I am a user as well for the educational content. Like whenever I like teach histology or anything, PathPresenter is my go-to platform. It's just easy to use. You log in and like.
And I don't know whether Raj mentioned, but they were talking about like an end-to-end workflow again, where they were trying to get more patients involved in clinical trials as well, which we talked about last time with Crochet Aperture. And it's nice to see because vendors are now sort of not waiting for reimbursement; they're helping their customers sort of turn pathology into more of a profit center rather than a cost center, which keeps it relevant.
Very much,
especially as it's coming into this bigger digitized world, which I think is really cool.
Make sure that we yes, so he showed like, and obviously we're talking about a specific presentation from a specific vendor, but each of these presentations is a representation of a trend that is going on. And in the like previous episode, we were mentioning other vendors that are doing something similar. So he mentioned three like areas where they are doing it. One is consultations. So consultations, so the barrier to entry, you mentioned lowering barrier to entry, is very much with consultations because this is not in the primary workflow. It's something additional that you as a healthcare provider can charge for. And if you have a setup for this, then basically everybody who does not have a setup can tap into your setup.
Yeah.
That's on the software level. And they partnered with a scanning company, Grandium, which like I just went to their booth. You need to go because they have like four little grandies. Like
they've done some funny marketing as well. Because did you see like the octopus version that they did for
yes,
April
that was
1st?
for the April 1st last time. Oh my goodness, because their product is called Ocus, and they did this funny thing that it was octopus. I don't know what it was, but it was so funny, and it was like so on brand.
I like it. I like it when like companies come out with like this. I think Zeiss one year did like a ghost, but it was a pathology image, and it looked a little bit like a ghost when they stained it properly, and it was very Halloween.
Cool. Yeah. So the Grandium is partner of PathPresenter. So they have these little scanners, right? Little means it can be put anywhere. So I currently have one at home because I just finished making a video about it. Yes, yes. See, you need to join my list. If you don't get my emails,
I'm trying.
Maybe she just doesn't read them. Maybe she gets
them. I do read them because they always start with a good header, so they always capture attention.
So I still have this thing, and by this thing I mean the Grandium scanner at home, the one that scans 4 slides. They came up with a new product, and this is like it's literally like this size, right? You can put it anywhere, and if you don't have like space in your lab, you will find space for this because it's smaller.
The size of a microscope,
Yeah, it's less than a microscope, exactly. So their model is okay, whoever cannot digitize can place this little thing wherever they want to digitize. And usually the consults, it's not like you don't need a scanner that holds like hundreds of slides, right? These are cases where you need to tap into expertise that you don't have around you. So they basically made it possible so that people who are not yet digitally enabled can quickly get enabled and get care for their patients. So I was impressed with that. And I love the big partners. Like partnering is a theme as well. Like
you have to be interoperable.
Yeah, interoperability is not a buzzword anymore. You just have to do it. If you don't do it, like we're gonna
We just need to dive
perish.
more, I think, into the market on what actually interoperability means and how different types of institutions are able to reach different levels of maturity, because it's different in a way. But it just goes to show that you don't just have to go with a 1,000 throughput scanner. There are mid throughput, it's thriving. Many pathologists like using it, and the tiny little ones like Grundium and Crescent Point deliver.
Yes, and I think Hamamatsu has a small one, the S20, which, by the way, I did a video on this one as well from a conference. But that basically shows, okay, there's plenty of different scanners, and you will need more than one, because it's not like, okay, one size fits all. Once you're like, you start with something, right? Whatever it is that you need for your institution. But if you want to then like address all the places in your workflow, and especially if you have like multi-site institutions, then not every site is going to need the same. It's not that you're going to be like buying 20 of the same thing. You're going to be seeing what are the needs. Come closer, because you're getting out of the camera. This one is our camera. But yeah, so I love it. Anything else today that you've noticed?
So I think there's lots of different conversations that are going on at the minute. When we've sat down and had a chance to do all 3 days, we'll write an article on it. AI seems to be a bit quieter this year, but it's more about regulation around AI and how to use AI, which is encouraging to see. What else did I attend? I attended Lycas, I attended Path Presenters, but I've just come out of ECDIP. That was really
European
interesting.
Society of Digital and Integrative Pathology.
They have a few very cool presentations where they had very specific information on, like, there was a pathologist from Romania who was talking about the regulatory environment there, and how to sort of learn lessons from some of the mistakes that they'd made in the past. And that was super interesting. There was a German pathologist who was talking about storage and how to approach that in a cost-effective way. So Fujifilm has just partnered to help customers solve their storage problems. I'm also noticing there's a load of vendors that have partnered with VoiceBrook recently. Have you seen?
Yes,
and I'm sort of noticing that there's more like dictation software that's coming into pathology.
That's like very much on the wave of LLMs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do another trick with this microphone. But and leveraging AI for, I don't know if it's good. I hope so. Leveraging AI for like the non-regulated activities of pathology, which is
just smooth up the workflow.
Smoother workflow, easier, faster life for pathologists. So I saw it the first time, I think Carista partnered with Dolby. And that was like the first instance that I learned, oh, you can just like voice direct your pathologist cockpit, and now it is a trend as well. I mean, makes sense, so why not?
It just goes to show that you don't have to click too much. Fruit.
Yeah, and also these. So that was already integrated in Path Presenter last year. The chats within your pathology viewing software, like those mini agents that go and retrieve chatbots, like these agents that go and retrieve information for you for the cases. So that was like more last year's hype. I would think now people are used to using ChatGPT, so they kind of expect this to be.
How many pathologists do you think use ChatGPT?
Well, I use it. How many use? I think for work, less than for private stuff.
Yeah.
I know that people who are active in this space online on LinkedIn, they play with it a lot. They test it. And
I test it sometimes.
There was wait, who did this? Andrew Bichkov. He's in Japan, and he did a poster on this. And I did make a video about it as well. I actually have this poster at home. He gave me the poster. He didn't want to take it back to Japan, and that was in Baltimore last year. So he had a survey. Let's see if I can pull out the data. But now it's like 2 or 3 years more.
Yeah. No, that's really, really cool.
That's really cool. What did I want to say? We talked about ChatGPT, generative AI, enabling sites that maybe are not like fully enabled to provide care. Yeah, I wanted to talk about the trend that it's like I think because new people are coming into the workforce, new pathologists, they are used to all the digital modalities. They've been to PathVisions, and I love that they like don't settle for no digital pathology for their work. I'm like, yes, and they are not afraid to change where they work to be able to work digitally.
What did you think when you first sort of heard about digital pathology as a concept?
You know what? I was intimidated.
Were you?
Yes, because I heard about it the first time when I was doing my residency, and we had this scanner that only was used by a certain person, that only she could touch it, and this was like this high-tech device that we only
Oh,
could
what, they
use
even
for
worried about breaking?
conferences. Yeah, like I wouldn't even come close, right? They wouldn't let me. Uh, and I was like, okay, so that's like for the elites, maybe.
Yeah.
But also in parallel, I felt like how can I put it? Disadvantaged because, but it was just in my head. Let me explain. So I did my residency in Germany, and we had to teach students, and
Right.
they had this like web portal where they could go and look at slides and everything was labeled, and I'm like, I didn't have that when I studied in Poland, and I felt like, oh, I didn't have access to this technology, and then I'm like, but it's online. Like, go and have access to this technology today if you feel so
Yeah.
disadvantaged. So it was like, a funny thing, like funny feeling that, oh, I didn't grow up with this, but hey, go and Google it, and you can get access to this right now. Stop whining. So. These were a couple of my first experiences. One more thing is when I actually became a user was I was studying for my boards for the
Yeah.
board certification, and I failed the first attempt. I failed because of histology. So you had
Did
to,
you?
yes, that's not a good thing if you want to be a pathologist to fail histology and histopathology, right? You had to look at slides under the microscope, describe them, and like failed. I failed miserably, and then I like developed this aversion to the microscope.
Did you?
And I also was traveling, so I like didn't have the glass slides, and I'm like, okay, let's just focus on the content and not on the technology, because my exam was still on the microscope.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, it's not about what I'm looking, like what tool I'm using, it's about the content of the image. So then I actually was studying with a friend from UK, and we were doing virtual sessions on virtual slides, and I said, okay, screw the microscope, let's do it on digital, and let's see. And I passed.
Yeah, I did biomedical sciences. So there was a
Yeah,
bit of
tell me your
we had a bit
experience.
of like a histology module, and I remember twiddling and trying to use the microscope and thinking this is so hard, and getting past it, and doing the module and being like fine at the end, and going I'm not going to become not going to try and do any medicine or become a pathologist. And then I remember joining Signify Research, and we were covering digital pathology and looking at these beautiful pictures and just going, hang on a minute, you can do this digital. What do you
You don't have
what do
to
you mean
fumble with
I
microscope.
had to spend months trying to learn how to
So
why?
I know I can relate to this
I immediately
because
embraced it.
then I did a video on how to use a microscope, and people are still searching for it. Very much looking for tutorials on how to use a microscope.
Yeah.
So you can skip that tutorial if you are digital. uh, but yeah, so I like that the workforce is driving the adoption, because you're basically not competitive anymore if you don't offer this. And also there are companies and labs that want to hire pathologists that work remotely, want to do this stuff digitally, very much driven by the outpatient facilities.
Yeah, and it means
Mhm.
that businesses can sort of move across states without actually having to physically move their pathologists as well, so
Yes.
they can expand. So it's commercially it makes sense for them as well.
Mhm.
And the next generation, I think one of who was it? Somebody said last week that they put a job posting out, one for digital, one for non-digital, and then the digital one got like 10 times the applications. They kept
Duh!
like a handful. Yeah,
Get the grandium, and you can like hire a digital pathologist. Like, I don't know how many slides. does a pathologist read a day, like an MD pathologist? I know how many a toxicology pathologist read. Somebody's gonna comment on that. Guys, comment on this one, because last time we had a problem, we didn't know a name of something and you commented. So if you're here and you know how many slides an MD pathologist reads a day, put it in the comments, or if you watch the replay.
I think at the Lamea conference a year, somebody did like 6,000, I want to say, prostate biopsies.
But not in a day.
Not in a day. That's in
In
like
a-
a year. But
in
you can
a
do the
year.
maths on like
Okay.
divide it by 12, divide by
But would they need
365.
to read? Okay, it's like it's so funny
But
because
that was supposed to be massively high.
you're gonna have like it's so funny because like pathologists, right? You are gonna have a dermatopathologist that reads different amount of slides. You're gonna have
Yeah.
the biopsy people who read like a lot more slides than the people that read resections and are
Yeah.
like, and a toxicologic pathologist reads a different
that's with
amount
or
of
without
slides
AI.
as well. Exactly. So anyway, different workflows, but let's say the grandium that scans 4 could easily scan a workload for one pathologist if you wanted.
It looks relatively simple.
Yeah, I think it's not a big deal. And if not, then the Hamamatsu 20 slide scanner.
There's
like,
a couple out there. There's
yeah,
a couple of
if
different
you,
models.
I think it's
Microscan, Pressure
then
Point,
anything else? Yeah, press point, whatever. Like there are
Huron.
affordable scanners that basically, if you're already investing in hiring a pathologist, then you might as well invest in making it a digital position because you're gonna have a lot more applicants, and they often send me messages. Where can they work digitally? So if you're looking for some, let me know. I'm gonna connect you. So today we're wrapping up. We're gonna go to the exhibit hall, and tomorrow I will be very diligent, and I'm gonna go to those talks and make notes. And but you can join me anyway. And do you have any specific plans? Any meetings with?
I've got back-to-back meetings with
Yeah.
vendors just to learn about where they're going in terms of the
Mhm.
market, what they're experiencing, what they think their customer challenges are. I'm always interested in talking to pathologists as well and hearing it from their side just to corroborate. 'Cause you need both to really understand the market in a good way. And yeah, there's different vendors in the ecosystem I've noticed this year. There's a new display company. There's Orchard is this year with Clinicus.
I was a guest on their podcast recently.
Ligo Labs here on the attendee list as well. Were you on their podcast? Nice.
Yes.
And I've noticed Siemens is here, so obviously radiology, but
Mhm.
wider healthcare IT.
Fujifilm is there.
Yeah, it's really worth going through the attendee list. to
Barco, I just
check.
recorded the podcast, not a podcast, a post, social media post. So if you see any social media with any of us, like, comment, and share, Always share.
Only if the pictures are good, though. Some shocking ones.
Yeah, she's a little concerned about how she looks on camera, but the more you go in front of the camera, the less you care, and it's all about digital pathology in the end.
It is all about.
I mean, if I was about makeup or stuff, I would be more self-conscious about just showing up. But we're not about makeup, which is good, because it makes camera appearances easier.
I'm interested for the keynote tomorrow to see the
Oh yeah,
beginning sense of
what's the
things.
title?
So if I have a look at what I've got in my diary, because
I
I'm here
love
with
that you have all the notes
Elizabeth
always.
Vaughan.
You're the best.
I'm here with Elizabeth Vaughan, and we're trying to
Mhm.
split the sessions between
Okay.
ourselves.
Oh. So of course you're invited tomorrow as well. Tomorrow at 5 o'clock. I'll see if in the same place. I actually wanted to stream in front of that PV25 thing. Maybe I can steal the table. So okay, we're gonna show around now.
Diagnosis to decision. Anyway, I will let you.
Wait.
Oh, the view.
Yeah, the view. We're like in the bay. San Diego, by the way. It's my first time in San Diego. Have you been to San Diego before? No,
I'm gonna
me
go see the
neither. No. And so there behind us is, we're going to see in one of the pictures, the PV25. They always have these super cool.
I'm excited for some of the presentations as well, the abstracts. I haven't had a look at those this year. to see.
Are you going to the posters, digital posters? You know, they disappear later and they put new digital posters because already like a year ago I wanted, oh, I'm going to go to the poster sessions, even if there's nobody there. Well, if nobody's there, there are no posters. So if you're planning, do it. If we are walking around, feel free to just wave at us. If I'm walking around with a camera, always wave at the camera. And 17 o'clock Pacific time tomorrow, there is going to be another live stream. If you're online, tune in online. If you're live here at PathVisions, it's going to be somewhere around the reception. You can join for the live stream. So if you want to bring a colleague, you can bring her as well, and then we're going to discuss. I am committing to going to sessions tomorrow, and you do the business insight, and we join forces, and then we do it again tomorrow.
See you all tomorrow.
Thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Bye.